Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me and the birthday girl.
I'm back.
That's right. This is Laine. If you haven't seen her before, this is her third time on a live workout, and we're doing mobility. Not that I want to deem you the mobility lady, but honestly, everyone loved it, so I knew you had to come back. You had already mentioned that you were coming back for your birthday. How many years are we celebrating?
6'5".
6'5". So Laine is 65 and is in impeccable health. She is definitely, I say this all the time, who I want to be when I grow up. Not just in a physical aspect, but just all around. She's amazing. So absolutely love her. She's basically family. So we are super excited that she's here. We're going to be hitting mobility. It's going to be different than last time. So if you did the one last time, don't worry. We got some new things to throw at you. I explained to Laine that there are lots of new things that I'm throwing at her today. So it's going to be maybe a little bit of a mental mobility challenge as well. But we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. It's going to be good. We're going to do some new things. And again, just do a nice flow through really hitting some stuff that we don't typically take the time to do when we are strength training, or maybe you're a runner, things like that. And so this stuff is really important. This is really what helps make sure that you're not opening yourself up for injury and all that fun stuff. So if you want to go ahead and tell your watch you're working out, just so you know, I put mine under yoga. There wasn't a mobility option, so I felt like that was, if yours has stretching, I don't know if it has stretching, but I'm looking at you and you're like, I don't know. You're like, I'm not wearing a watch. All right, but we're going to start with a downward dog to cobra. And so the way the mobility, if you haven't done the last one, the way this is going to work is we're just going to flow through it. It's going to be, sometimes we'll do 5 reps. Sometimes we might do 10 reps, but we're not really repeating stuff. So everything, we're just going to, learn some new things as we go. So we're going to go to the back of our mat, and you'll notice we don't have shoes on. This is a really great way to get that support and really make sure that you are kind of gripping evenly with your foot and not just like this or this. Nobody's doing that, but you might be kind of more forward, all that to say. So we're going to start again with a downward dog. So we're going to start hands up, and we're going to roll it over here and then walk it out into our downward dog. All right, so we're going to hold here for a second, and then we're going to go into cobra. And so what that's going to look like is we're going to shift into a cobra. Now, let's say you have lower back issues. This cobra might not be it for you. So feel free to bring it down and come into a little baby cobra. But we're going to shift it back up into our downward dog. If you want a little extra, you can pedal those feet out. Give yourself a little bit more here. Kind of feel some stretching in there. Good, and we're going to bring it back to our cobra. Remember, whatever variation you need.
We decided to face each other this time, so I wasn't going, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hannah's joining in from her driveway. So
Yay, Hannah!
Hey, Hannah.
Good, take it back. And you might need to flow through this a little bit. Maybe you need to hold that cobra less, and that's totally fine. Do whatever you need today. Again, if you want to pedal out, going back into our cobra. I can't help but just smile at you, just looking into your eyes.
It's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want
That's
to.
right. No crying here. There's no crying. Not today. We're having fun. We're just going to do a couple more of these, just getting everything nice and warmed up. Good, take it back. Again, pedal out if you'd like.
Yeah, definitely like that.
Yeah, doesn't that feel nice?
Yeah.
Good. From here, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet and slowly bring it up, one vertebrae at a time until we're nice and stacked. So next up, we're going to do windmills. So we're going to come to the center of our mat, and it does not matter how far apart your legs are. The further apart, obviously, it's going to be just, a little bit more there, but it is going to bring you closer to the ground for these windmills, and that might be what you need today. So the idea here is that we are going to turn here, and I'm popping already. So you'll see that I locked my legs out, but you can have a soft knee if you need it. Now, if you want to take a little bit more of an advancement and get a little bit wider stretch, you'll see where Laine is coming to that opposite leg, and you're going to feel that a little deeper. But if you need to, we're here, and then we're going to switch. Same thing, whatever you did on one side, do on the other. So if one side you can't really do opposite, maybe just stick with center for now. Good, and switch. And then the idea is to work your way to that opposite at some point. But it truly is whatever you need today. Oh, now you're popping. We're taking turns popping.
I'm popping.
Everything's getting nice and stretched out as well. So what are you doing for your birthday? Tell the people.
Going to the oyster bar tomorrow night.
That sounds, and I will say tomorrow is her actual birthday.
Yes.
So, but we're celebrating today. In my opinion, you can celebrate as many days as you feel like you need to.
65 days.
Exactly. I mean, that seems fair. A day for every year.
Then we're going to the beach.
Yes, that's going to be so fun.
So.
All right, so you guys are going to join us down here to the mat. If you, let's say your mat isn't as thick and awesome as these ones, you can always roll it, whatever support you need in those knees. If it's too thin, give yourself a little something extra. You can even fold a towel just to put under your knees. So what we're going to do here, it doesn't matter if your hands are out here or where you want to set them up at, but what we're going to do is we're going to lean, and if you want to, actually come forward so your feet feel comfy. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to lean back, and then we're going to reach back. And then we're going to bring it forward and reach back again. So make sure you're coming back. Now, let's say you're like, Faith, that looks great, but not for me today. Maybe you can't do that leaning back. Then maybe you're just kind of slightly. Doesn't have to be a big lean. Or we're here and we're just stretching back without the lean. That's totally fine. Whatever you need today. But I'm going to join Laine in my lean back. Trying to breathe. Breathing is important. Who knew their quads were going to get nice and fired up today?
Yeah, really.
And we're going to do a couple more. Let's do one more each side. Good. All right, now we're coming into a tabletop position with kind of like a little squat into it. So, and I'll turn forward here in just a second, but for this move, you're not gonna be necessarily straight up like this, so you're gonna kind of be just like Laine is. She's got perfect form right here. And so we're gonna be doing shoulder rolls, and what that looks like, and I would say her positioning is obviously gonna be better because I'm having to come off my mat so that my shoulders stay on the mat. You want as much support on your joints as possible. So what this looks like is we are coming down. So you see I'm tapping my shoulder and then switching. So it looks a little something like this. And it doesn't matter so see how she's bending that second one? When she comes down, just slide that hand over.
That was a mental test.
That's right. This is the mental one. This is the mental one.
This is the mental test.
And what I want to encourage you guys, if you can't get down, just whatever, maybe it looks like this, and that's okay too. You're still going to get the work of that exercise. So, and you can hold it for a second and then alternate. No real rhyme or reason for how long, it's just whatever you need. Good. All right. That one to me was like the most mental one. Just figuring out what variation you want for yourself. All right, so next we're going to do a scapular raise. So we did a variation of this last time, but what this is going to look like is we're starting here and we're going to rotate up. But you'll notice that my leg's not lifting. The idea here is it's just this upper part and bringing it down. And we're going to do all one side. And then we'll switch and do the other. And just like the other exercise, you might hold that top just for a second and bring it back down. How's it going, cameraman?
It's going
Intern.
good. Everybody's working out.
Good. Now we're going to switch sides. Same thing here. And try to get that same range of motion. It's okay if one side is a little tighter than the other.
It's definitely tighter than that.
Yep, that's going to be normal. And it might see, okay, so is your right hand down or is your left hand down?
My right hand.
That's your right hand. It's so confusing. So for me, it's funny because I feel tighter this way, and my left hand is down.
Huh.
And I believe we're both right-handed. So hey, you just never know. But it's normal that one side's going to be a little bit tighter than the other. And actually, after this one, we are going to do one thing that me and Laine do quite often. I didn't warn you that this was coming, but because of all that pressure on our hands, I want to take a second because we do a lot with our wrist, and we like to take a little second. So what we're doing, see, she already knows. She's like assuming the position.
Come, though.
All right, so, and do know that even if you're not in this position, if you're here, this is a great starting point, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to come in this position, and we're going to shift back.
I mean, when I started, I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't.
Yeah, we were pretty much out here. And that's the thing is when you start this, that's just a starting point.
Yep.
And over time, and the more you do this, we're going to bring it back and shift it back again. But I felt the pressure in the wrist, and I said, you know what? I think we need to do this one. Okay, we're going to stack it again, and now what I want you to do is go slightly to the left and slightly to the right. I was like, gosh, I hope I went to the left. As I'm saying it, I'm like, what am I doing? But this is really good for your wrist. And again, the more you do this, the more range of motion you're going to get. And that's what mobility really is all about, is really just helping yourself to not open yourself up for injury and push yourself a little bit in different ranges of motion. Good. Now we're going to slowly come out of that. Good. I like to roll them out a little bit. All right. Next up is we're going to do a deep lunge with a hip rotation, external rotation. So what that's going to look like, you guys can come up into an extended plank, and we're going to take that back leg, and it's coming forward. You can drop that back knee, and you're going to roll that leg out, okay? So you're going to have a couple options here. So you can do what Laine's going to do. She's going to come back and go to the other side, drop that back knee softly. Don't throw it down, you're going to be mad at me. Now, if you're like Faith, all that changing sounds like a lot. It does. So what I'm going to tell you guys to do is you can stay in this position and bring that leg, and let me show you on this side so you guys can see me. Bring that leg out, and then back in, and then out, and back in, and do like 10, and then switch. So we are going to switch. Now I'm going to be opposite of you, but it's fine.
It's okay. I'll do it again.
You're like, no, I'm doing this one again.
I'll do it on the side.
Okay, good. And we're just going to hold that for a second on the outside. Good. Bring it back and switch. And this is the thing about mobility. You got to have some, right, to be able to do the switch part. Now, if you want to leave that.
I had my leg
well,
up.
good. Because you know what? That's a bonus. That means we're getting a little bit more out of it. So we're going to drop that leg out, bring it back. And like I said, you can do whatever variation you need. If you're keeping that leg up, you're obviously going to be working a little bit harder. And the more you do this, good, take it back. The more you do this, guess what? The more mobility you're going to have. And that's the best part. Good. And again, like I said, you can stay same side. And maybe you stay same side, but you want to bring that back leg up. That's a good variation too. It's whatever you need. I'm feeling very mobile right now. Good, take it back. We're going to just do a couple more here. Good. One more on this side. Actually, I think we started here, so we're going to have to do one more. I got thrown off when I went same side that one time. Good. Last one here. Get a good stretch. Make it count. Good. Bring it back. All right. So we're going to walk our hands to our feet or whatever variation you use to get out of that. And we're going to bring it up. Okay. So next up, we're going to do screwdriver. So we're going to start from down and work our way up. But what that's going to look like is we're going to start here, and it doesn't matter what your legs do. If you want this, if you want more of a position like this, doesn't matter. Get comfortable in your stance. And then we're going to start here. And what we're going to do is we're going to twist our hands. I like to do opposite. and then do one more. So they both kind of hit both ways. Then we're going to bring it up. So we're going to do it again, hitting both ways, and we're going to do it twice, and then we're going to come up, okay? So again, both ways. And your range of motion could look very different. Y'all, now I'm getting confused. I knew that was going to happen. Your range of motion is going to look a little different. Okay, so we're going to do double right here, since we're at the top, and then we're going to bring it down. Again, we're not super fast. This one's a little bit slower. Your shoulders might be like, okay, we're a little on fire. I think I messed up. Just keep moving, guys. You're doing great. Good. And if you need to bring them down and then throw them back up, that's fine too. Got a little pop there. Okay, kind of one more down here. Okay, I want you to shake it out. And we're going to do it again. So same thing. So we're starting here. And twist them around. Whatever feels good for you guys. And do note, me and Laine are both, double jointed in our elbows? So ours might look a little funky to you right now. And that's because they turn a little bit more than the average. So you can see Laine's, you can see her elbow stays like behind and it doesn't come forward. We are the same. So if you want a good example, here we are. If you want an example of what it would look like for your average person, we can't help you. But there's nothing wrong with us. We are special. And when we're at the top, when we're doing double there, bringing it back down, big twist.
I'm kind of going all the way down.
We're about there. Oh, yeah, I feel like you should be dancing with your party hat on. A little jazz hands kind of right there at the end. All right, shake it out one more time. We're not doing it again, but we're just shaking it out a little bit. All right, so next is going to be a Cossack squat with kind of a mountain climber variation. So we're going to go wide stance here. This first one, we're going to go a little bit slower just so they can kind of see what we're doing. So we're going to kind of come into what looks like a lateral lunge here, and then hands are coming and returning, and a big stretch here, okay? Then we're turning back into it, and we're going to shuffle to the other side. So you see that we're nice and low here, and then we're turning, big stretch. Again, if you need to drop that back knee for more support, great. If you don't have a lot of cushion on your mat, though, don't ever slam the knee, but all right, here, shuffling back to the other side, second for that, and into that. This is probably one of my favorites because I feel like I'm getting really nice and open here. Good, we're going to switch. What do you feel about this one? No, you're there.
I was going straight to the other side.
How do you feel about this one, Laine?
Oh, I like this one.
Good.
Anything with the hips.
Exactly. This one hits the hips really nicely. Now, maybe you need a little bit less. Maybe you're like, okay, Faith, this is a lot. Come up higher. You can be more of a here than all the way down on the mat. So it can look like, so Laine, when we come into this one, I'm just going to kind of show them higher. So you keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
No, you come with me.
Okay.
But you can see I'm coming up higher, and it can look more like this. Probably should have led with this example. But point is, yours might look a little different, a little higher, and that's okay. The best thing about mobility, the more you do this video, put this on repeat, and just see how you can grow through it over the next month if you do it once a week. And see where, if you start here and you can advance to this, is always the idea. There's a couple more here. Good. Good. Now I want you guys to slowly come up. All right, you might need to shake those legs out. All right, we're coming to the ends of our mats, and we're doing inchworms. So I love a good inchworm. I know it's slow, but these are one of the best things for like kind of full body. So we're gonna start hands up, and we're gonna slowly roll it over, and we're gonna walk it out. And you're going to stack your hands under your shoulder, okay? And you might need to drop to your knees, and that's okay. But what me and Laine are going to do is we're going to ease ourselves slowly all the way. Kind of release those hands there, and then when you're ready, we're going to pop back up. But you see how our back is nice and flat? That's what we want to work on. So then we're going to walk. I made you hold it there for a hot minute, but all right? And then we're going to take it all the way up. Again, slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Laine just popped on up. She was ready. That birthday hat, she's like, I'm here to party. All right, and then same thing, bringing it back down. And slowly walk it out. I feel like I'm losing all my hair on my mat. Good, bringing it down. Perfect form. Good. And walk it back. See, that time I popped on up. Good job. All right, we're going to do it again. And walk it out. All right, Laine, so 65 years. What is one key takeaway that you could share with us about life? You had a good one last, we didn't even ask you this, but you shared with us last time, some great advice that your mom had shared with you and your dad had shared with you. What's something that we could take with us today?
Well, true confessions. When my husband's, I've been married 30 years almost.
Congratulations.
And when my husband says how pretty I am or how beautiful he thinks my body is, in my head I say, yeah, right. Silently I say, yeah, right. And one day I admitted that to him, and he said, I wish you could see you through my eyes, and I wish you could see you through God's eyes. And I went, whoa.
That's good stuff.
And
So then bring it down. Sorry.
So anyway, Psalm 139 has really helped me get that out of my head.
Yeah.
It hadn't taken 65 years quite, but
But
I have to read
a
it
little
lot.
time.
So yeah, for you created me in my mother's womb. You knit me together. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So when I was saying, you're right in my head, I was saying I didn't believe my husband, and I was saying in my head, I didn't believe God.
Exactly.
So I had to, Psalm 139, read it.
Yeah, and kind of repeat it. And when that pops up,
Because he created me just the way I am.
Yeah, and that's a perfect way to reframe. And we've been talking about this through the course and stuff, is reframing our thoughts. And that's the perfect example when that pops up, because you can't help what pops in your head, but you can change the narrative and you can say, repeat back, the psalm and go from there. So I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And it's perspective.
Yeah. And another one is, all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. And so if God ordains for me to be 100,
Stop.
but that's what motivates me, because if my days are to be 100 according to God, then I want to be the best 100 I can
Yes.
be. Or if it's tomorrow, who knows?
Yes.
But
it's about the quality, not just
is.
extending the years. It's about having fruitful years, and that's what this is all about.
Yep.
So I love that. Another great nugget from Laine. I knew she'd bring us a good one. I knew she did. So I had to ask. I was like, before we hop off here. All right, so we're going to go into a child's pose with a shoulder rotation. So our child's pose, if you want a wider stance, I recommend it. It's good for the hips. We are all about the hips. And then we're going to come into our child's pose. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate those hands out. It's going to be a small range of motion, but you are working those shoulders when you do that, okay, when you kind of drop there. So we're going to do some of that right now. But I just have to circle back to that and just say how great that is that we can reframe and to know that even myself included, we all face those days of doubt and not thinking we're good enough or pretty enough or smart enough. You name it, we've been there. But what a great perspective is just remembering how God sees us.
Also has at the end of Psalm 139, search me, O Lord, and tell me anything that is offensive to you. And you have to really humble yourself and be
Yes.
willing to listen and say, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And he'll answer you.
He will. All right, so from here, we're going to go into a kneeling spinal wave. And so we're going to kind of be here, and then we're going to actively drop those legs out, kind of hold it there, and then bring it back. So you'll see our legs come in, kind of like into a child's pose, and then drop them back out wide. Got a little excited there. I almost went right back into it. And do what, however fast you need to go, whatever feels right for you, I want you to take that. It doesn't matter what me and Laine are doing here. It matters what we're doing, but it doesn't matter at what rate you flow through this. You've got to, go with what works for you. I'm going to do some more of these because these feel good. They open up the hips, making the back feel good, all the things. Oh, was that a pop?
No, that was my my Spanx.
Your space. It's better than your hip. And then drop it forward. And then while we're here, we're going to drop it all nice and flat. And I already told Laine, this is one of her favorites. I make her do all sorts of crazy stuff on a regular basis. But we're going to do Y's to W. And if you can, I want you to pop those legs up. If you need them rested, that's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop hands and legs so we're in our Y position. And then we're going to a W. So we're going to bring it back. When you bring it back, squeeze those lats. Think about your back. And then bring it forward. And then bring it back. And then forward.
And I'm not totally at the top of my game right now because I ended up with COVID.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
It's really like the first time I've really experienced it.
Yeah, and I think the big thing with COVID is the lingering
It's the getting over it, the rest and the draining. You don't have any energy, so I'm kind of just...
Well, you're doing great.
I'm getting back on my game.
You're doing great. I guarantee everyone watching this is like, what? This is not her A game? You're doing fantastic. Let's do one more. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Nice big squeeze and release. All right, I got one last thing for you guys. And we're going to come face forward, and we're going to stack our legs in our nice little crisscross. And it doesn't matter if yours looks more like this. That's fine. It's whatever you need today. But me and Laine are going to be here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a forward fold, and then we're going to alternate. So what I mean by that is I don't care how you forward fold, whether it's hands out here, or maybe your forward fold looks something like this, that's fine. If you want to come here, whatever you need, and then when we come up, we're alternating. So whatever leg is on the top now needs to be on the bottom. Again, might take you a little time to get there. Nothing wrong with that, exactly. So then we're going to go right back into our fold, whatever that looks like. I like to hold it for a second. Then bring it back, and again. And this is what mobility is all about. So if I wasn't making you switch this, it might feel a little bit more in the stretch realm, still great. But the mobility piece here is that we're doing something that we don't typically do, and we're making sure that we can move our body in ways that we don't do on a regular basis. If you're sitting at a desk, you're not moving like this. We know that. But this is going to help keep your body flexible and mobile.
And breathing helps.
Yes. So important.
So important.
So
I was just
important.
like gasping and realized, I need to breathe.
Yeah. Isn't that funny when you're like, oh, I didn't realize I wasn't breathing?
Yeah.
I really like this one.
Oh, that's...
You're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to say that.
I like the things you don't like, you need the most.
Absolutely. I cannot say that enough.
Oh, I've learned that.
And we're going to do just a little bit longer of a hold here, and then we'll switch legs and do another one, and then y'all, we are done. And all in a day's work.
hear my stomach growling. I hope y'all can.
They probably can't, but it's lunch. Anytime is lunchtime. I have to say, so Clark is in elementary school. Remember, we're going to hold this one just a little bit longer. She's in elementary school. She's in kindergarten, and they eat lunch at like 10 o'clock.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, I would need first lunch, second lunch. And she does come home ready to eat the house. And I get it. I get it. Evan could eat lunch at 10, I think. I said, you could eat lunch at 10, I think.
I eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, so your body's like, yeah, it's about time.
Where's my snack?
Where's my snack? Good job, guys. Y'all did an amazing job. Thank you again so much for joining us. I think it's just, again, great for everyone to see, you know, and I think we maybe didn't touch on this last time, but it's not like you woke up at 64 and said, hey, I need to get started. You've been working on yourself for years, and that's what makes 65. It's not like you dreaded it. Like, you're like, bring it on. Right? Like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
fair. That's fair. So I love that, like that's how I want to be at every birthday, that I'm excited that, you know, I've been able to pour into myself another year and just really be, you know, again, it comes back to the quality of life that we're living. So I just think that's great to see, you know, at all ages, that we just need to be pouring into ourselves, and the importance of mobility work. Like I said, I didn't mean to deem you the mobility lady, but...
Well, they can go back and maybe watch the first
Yes.
one I did, which we did arms and back.
Yep.
We did arms,
Shoulders and back.
shoulders and
We did
back.
shoulders and
Yeah.
back. So that just means you have to come back for another one and show them
Just-
some more stuff.
Yeah, show some strength. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you did show strength.
Since I'm not the mobility.
You are not the mobility lady.
labeled. I'm labeled.
She's not the mobility lady, but she is very mobile. So we love that. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Again, happy birthday. And again, thank you for joining us. And we will see you guys next time.